After rebels toppled Bashar al-Assad's government, many former prisoners in Syria are now coming forward with their stories. One of them is Ghazi Muhammad al-Mohammed, who was told to forget his name and remember the number 3006. This is the story of Ghazi Muhammad al-Mohammed.
With the fall of the Assad government in Syria, many former prisoners are coming forward, shedding light on the plight of jail inmates in the country. Ghazi Muhammad al-Mohammed is one such detainee. Syrian military officers took away his papers, telling him to forget his name and identity.
When they took us to the intelligence branch, of course it's impossible to see faces. They were wearing masks. They took my documents, my passport, and they told me to forget that I got a name. Now your name is 3006. Then they asked me, what's your name? And I answered 3006. Then they wrote it on my forehead, on my hand, and they took pictures from the front and the side.
In jail for over 5 months, Ghazi Muhammad lost 40 kilograms and lived each day in constant fear of execution. The 39-year-old swears he was never involved in Syrian politics. He says he was a merchant who was detained on a brief business trip to Damascus. Ghazi Muhammad thinks his detention could have been because he comes from the northwestern province of Idlib, the heartland of the rebels whose lightning push from south forced Assad to flee on December 8.
I was taken to the political section first, where I was asked to make some confessions that I didn't want. They were looking through my phone, of course. I had conversations on my phone about how Assad was stealing the country and removing qualified individuals from it. Even though it was just words, they nonetheless saw it as a crime. My main crime is about my brothers in Idlib. My eldest is a businessman who serves on the Idlib Peace Committee.
For the first few days in jail, Ghazi Muhammad was hung by his wrists from a bar high up in a cell, with his feet not touching the floor. After that, he was lowered and beaten while being fed practically nothing. His only contact was with the jailers. After a month or so, Muhammad was handed over to military intelligence, who told him he was only a number. Thrown into a narrow cell about 2 meters long and 1.2 meters wide, an overhead skylight was his only source of light. The cell did not have water or electricity.
Indeed, the day I was released, I told myself that I'm in a dream until I went outside to the street. I was in a dream. I told myself, you're released from the security branches.
The International Committee of the Red Cross says that it has documented over 35,000 cases of disappearance in Syria. Unlike many of them, Muhammad was lucky to come back.
For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.